In the last episode, Alex stood at a crossroads, his future, and that of the galaxy hanging precariously in the balance as he grappled with the weight of leadership and the burden of his past. The stars shone like diamonds scattered across the velvet expanse of space as I gazed out at the vast unknown from the cockpit of my ship. The hum of the engines vibrated through my seat, a steady heartbeat that seemed to synchronize with my own. My mind still reeled from the events that had transpired in the previous battle. The faces of my comrades lost in the fight haunted me, their memories etched into my mind like scars on a warrior's body. A sudden chime pierced the silence. My comm system crackled to life. An unknown sender flashed on the screen. I hesitated for a moment, my hand hovering over the accept button. The voice on the other end was distorted, as if filtered through 100 layers of static. "We have been watching you, Alex. We know your story." My grip on the armrests tightened. "Who is this?" The response was laced with an air of mystery. "Someone who can help you unlock the secrets of the ancient civilization's technology." The words sparked a fire within me. Could this be the key to restoring the galaxy to its former glory? I thought of Dr. Elara, the reclusive scientist whose groundbreaking research on the ancient tech could be the turning point we needed. "I need to know more," I said, my voice firm with determination. The voice continued, "Meet me on planet Tartarus Roman 4. Come alone." The transmission ended as abruptly as it began. I was left staring into the void, my heart racing with anticipation and a hint of fear. The stars outside seemed to twinkle with a newfound sense of purpose. I knew I had to take this chance no matter the risk. The engines roared to life as I set a course for Tartarus Roman 4. The unknown lay before me like an open book. I was about to turn the first page. As I journeyed through the galaxy, I couldn't shake off the feeling that I was being watched. The Archon's agents could be lurking in every shadow. My thoughts drifted to the long-lost ally I thought had perished in a previous battle. Was it possible they still lived? The questions swirled in my mind like a maelstrom, pulling me down into the depths of uncertainty. The journey ahead would be treacherous. I steeled myself for what was to come. The fate of the galaxy depended on it. The stars blurred together as my ship hurtled through space. I was on a collision course with destiny. The question was, would I emerge victorious or succumb to the forces of darkness? The silence was oppressive, punctuated only by the steady hum of the engines. My heart pounded in my chest. I knew I was not just fighting for the galaxy, but for my own redemption. The planet Tartarus Roman 4 loomed ahead, a mysterious world shrouded in an aura of secrecy. I took a deep breath and plunged into the unknown. Previously, Alex received a mysterious transmission from an unknown source, offering to help him unlock the secrets of the ancient civilization's technology, which could restore the galaxy to its former glory. With a newfound sense of purpose, Alex set course for planet Tartarus Roman 4. Despite the risk of being pursued by the cunning Archon and confronting the ghosts of his past. As I descended onto the planet's dusty surface, my ship's engines kicked up a storm of rust-red sand. The air was thick with an otherworldly energy, and I could feel the weight of the ancient technology emanating from the planet's core. My gut told me I was close to unraveling the secrets of the long-lost civilization, but I wasn't alone. A figure emerged from the shadows, cloaked in a hooded robe that billowed behind them like a dark cloud. Their face was obscured and their voice was like a whispered secret. "Welcome, Alex. I've been waiting for you." I drew my blaster, my finger hovering over the trigger. "Who are you?" I demanded, my heart pounding in my chest. The figure didn't flinch. "Someone who can help you unlock the secrets of the ancient technology. But first, you need to prove yourself worthy." I narrowed my eyes. "What do you want me to do?" The figure gestured to a nearby structure, an ancient temple hidden beneath the planet's surface. "Solve the trials of the Ancient Ones. If you succeed, it'll grant you access to the secrets you seek." I hesitated, sensing a trap, but my desire for redemption and my duty to restore the galaxy propelled me forward. I holstered my blaster and stepped into the unknown, the temple's entrance swallowing me whole like a hungry beast. As I navigated the treacherous trials, I encountered puzzles that tested my wit, illusions that challenged my perceptions, and ancient guardians that pushed my combat skills to the limit. But with each trial, I felt myself growing stronger, my resolve hardening like forged steel. Finally, I reached the heart of the temple, where a holographic projection of an ancient being awaited me. "You have proven yourself worthy, Alex," it said, its voice like thunder in my mind. "The secrets of our technology are yours to claim." But as I reached for the ancient blueprints, the temple began to shake and the air grew thick with an ominous energy. The figure in the hooded robe appeared beside me, their face still hidden. "You should not have come here," they growled, their voice no longer whispery but menacing. I drew my blaster, ready for a fight, but it was too late. The temple erupted in a blaze of light and I was thrown back, my vision blurring. When I opened my eyes, I was alone, the blueprints lying at my feet and the mysterious figure nowhere to be seen. But I knew I wasn't alone. The Archon's agents were closing in and I had to move fast. I grabbed the blueprints and sprinted back to my ship, the stars beckoning me to escape. I had unlocked a crucial piece of the ancient technology, but at what cost? The prophecy of the Savior still echoed in my mind, but I was about to find out that it came with a terrible price, one that would test my resolve, my courage, and my very soul. Previously, Alex received a mysterious transmission from an unknown source, offering to help him unlock the secrets of the ancient civilization's technology, which could restore the galaxy to its former glory. With a newfound sense of purpose, Alex set course for planet Tartarus Roman 4, where he encountered a figure in a hooded robe who set him on a path to solve the trials of the Ancient Ones and unlock the secrets of the ancient technology. As I fled the temple, the blueprints of the ancient technology clutched in my hand. I couldn't shake off the feeling that I had just made a deal with the devil. The weight of the prophecy hung heavily on my shoulders, and I knew I had to get back to my ship and decipher the secrets of the ancient tech before the Archon's agents caught up with me. But as I emerged from the temple, I was greeted by an unexpected sight. Dr. Elara, the reclusive scientist, stood before me, her eyes fixed intently on the blueprints in my hand. "Alex, I've been tracking your signal," she said, her voice laced with a sense of urgency. "We need to get out of here now." Before I could react, a squadron of Archon's ships descended upon us, their laser cannons blazing as they strafed the temple. Dr. Elara and I sprinted towards my ship, the blueprints clutched tightly in my hand as we dodged incoming fire. We barely made it out alive, the ship's engines roaring to life as we burst into the atmosphere. As we fled into the safety of hyperspace, I turned to Dr. Elara, my heart still racing from the close call. "What are you doing here?" I asked, trying to process the sudden turn of events. Dr. Elara's eyes narrowed, her gaze fixed on the blueprints. "I've been tracking the signal from the mysterious transmission, Alex. I think I know who sent it and why." My curiosity was piqued. "Who was it?" Dr. Elara's expression turned grave. "It was an old ally of yours, Alex, someone you thought was dead." My gut twisted with a mix of emotions, hope, fear, and uncertainty. "Who?" I pressed, my voice barely above a whisper. Dr. Elara's eyes locked onto mine, her voice low and urgent. "It was Commander Sarah Jenkins, Alex. She's been working in secret to uncover the secrets of the ancient technology, and she's been leading the Archon's agents to you, Alex." The revelation hit me like a ton of bricks. Sarah, my old friend and ally, was alive and working against me. The prophecy of the Savior seemed to fade into the background as I confronted the harsh reality of my situation. I was being manipulated, and I didn't know who to trust. As we navigated through the treacherous landscape of hyperspace, Dr. Elara and I pored over the blueprints, trying to unravel the secrets of the ancient technology. But the revelations about Sarah hung heavy in the air, threatening to upend everything I thought I knew. I couldn't shake off the feeling that I was walking into a trap, that the prophecy of the Savior was nothing more than a cruel joke. But I had to press on, driven by my duty to restore the galaxy to its former glory. The fate of the galaxy hung in the balance, and I was the only one who could tip the scales. I steeled myself for the challenges ahead, knowing that the coming battles would be the most intense and personal of my life. The journey to redemption had just gotten a whole lot more complicated previously. Alex received a mysterious transmission offering to help him unlock the secrets of the ancient civilization's technology, which could restore the galaxy to its former glory. He encountered a figure in a hooded robe on planet Tartarus Roman 4, who set him on a path to solve the trials of the Ancient Ones and unlock the secrets of the ancient technology. As I stared into Dr. Elara's eyes, the revelation about Commander Sarah Jenkins' betrayal hung in the air like a toxic cloud. I felt like I'd been punched in the gut, my mind reeling from the implications. Sarah, my trusted friend and ally, was working against me. The prophecy of the Savior seemed like a distant memory as I struggled to come to terms with this new reality. But I couldn't afford to dwell on my emotions. I had to keep moving forward, no matter how treacherous the path ahead seemed. I turned my attention to the blueprints, poring over the intricate designs and diagrams with Dr. Elara. We worked in silence, the only sound the hum of the ship's engines as we navigated through hyperspace. Suddenly, Dr. Elara's eyes lit up as she pointed to a specific section of the blueprints. "Alex, I think I've found something," she said, her voice barely above a whisper. "This symbol here, it's a key to unlocking the ancient technology, but we need to find a way to reactivate the ancient power source to make it work." I nodded, my mind racing with possibilities. "I think I know just the place to find it," I said, a plan forming in my mind. "The ancient ruins on planet Zeridiaroman 3. I've heard rumors of a hidden chamber deep within the ruins, containing ancient artifacts and technology." Dr. Elara's eyes sparkled with excitement. "That's exactly what we need. Let's set course for Zeridiaroman 3. As we exited hyperspace, the planet's rugged landscape stretched out before us. We landed the ship near the ancient ruins, and I could feel the weight of history bearing down on me. This was our last hope to uncover the secrets of the ancient technology and restore the galaxy to its former glory. We ventured into the ruins, our footsteps echoing through the empty halls. The air was thick with an otherworldly energy, and I could feel the prophecy of the Savior drawing closer. But I was also acutely aware of the danger lurking in the shadows, waiting to strike. As we delved deeper into the ruins, we stumbled upon a hidden chamber filled with ancient artifacts and technology. In the center of the room, a glowing crystal pulsed with energy, the ancient power source we needed to reactivate. But we weren't alone. A figure emerged from the shadows, his eyes cold and calculating. It was the Archon's top agent, Victor Vex. "You're just in time to witness the birth of a new era," Vex sneered, his hand on the hilt of his sword. "The Archon will stop at nothing to claim the ancient technology, and it'll make sure you don't leave this planet alive." I stood tall, my heart pounding in my chest. This was it, the moment of truth. I would face whatever lay ahead, no matter the cost. The fate of the galaxy hung in the balance, and I was the only one who could tip the scales. The battle for redemption had begun previously. Alex discovered the shocking truth about Commander Sarah Jenkins' betrayal and set out to unlock the secrets of the ancient civilization's technology with Dr. Elara's help. They found a hidden chamber in the ancient ruins on planet Zeridiaroman 3, where they encountered Victor Vex, the Archon's top agent, who seeks to claim the ancient technology for his master. As I faced off against Victor Vex, the air was electric with tension. The ancient power source pulsed with energy, and I could feel the weight of the prophecy settling upon me. I knew that this battle would be the decisive moment in our quest to reclaim the galaxy. "You're no match for the Archon's power," Vex sneered, drawing his sword. "But I'll give you credit, you've managed to survive this long. Impressive for a rebellious flea like you." I smiled, a cold determination burning within me. "I've faced worse odds before, Vex, and I've always come out on top." With a swift motion, I drew my own sword, and the two of us clashed in a blur of steel and sparks. The chamber echoed with the sound of our battle, the ancient artifacts and technology forgotten in the heat of the moment. Dr. Elara watched in awe, her eyes darting between us as we exchanged blows. I could sense her calculating the odds, weighing our chances of success. But I knew that I couldn't afford to falter, not now, not when the fate of the galaxy hung in the balance. As we fought, I could feel the power of the ancient technology coursing through me, guiding my movements and amplifying my strength. It was as if the prophecy itself was fueling my determination, driving me toward victory. Suddenly, Vex stumbled backward, his eyes widening in surprise. I took advantage of the opening, striking a decisive blow that sent his sword flying across the room. "It's over," I declared, my chest heaving with exhaustion. "You're not taking this technology back to the Archon." Vex glared at me, his face twisted with hatred. "You may have won this battle," he spat, "but the war is far from over. The Archon will crush you and your pathetic rebellion will be eradicated." I smiled, a cold confidence spreading through my veins. "I'm counting on it," I said, turning to Dr. Elara. "Let's reactivate the ancient power source and see what secrets it holds." As we worked to unlock the ancient technology, I couldn't shake the feeling that we were on the cusp of something momentous. The prophecy of the Savior seemed closer than ever, and I could feel the weight of destiny settling upon me. But I knew that our journey was far from over. The Archon would not take defeat lightly, and I could sense the darkness gathering on the horizon. I steeled myself for the battles ahead, knowing that the fate of the galaxy hung precariously in the balance. As we finally succeeded in reactivating the ancient power source, the chamber was bathed in a blinding light. The air seemed to vibrate with energy, and I felt myself being lifted to a higher plane of consciousness. The secrets of the ancient technology began to unfold before me, and I knew that our quest was far from over. We had unlocked the door to a new era, but the challenges that lay ahead would be greater than ever. I gazed out at the stars, my heart pounding with anticipation. The odyssey of the Savior had only just begun, and I was ready to face whatever lay ahead previously. Alex faced off against Victor Vex in the ancient ruins on planet Zeridiaroman 3, defeating him and claiming the ancient technology for the Resistance. With Dr. Elara's help, Alex unlocked the secrets of the ancient power source, unlocking a new era of possibilities for the galaxy. As the chamber began to dim and the energy dissipating, I felt a strange sensation wash over me. It was as if I had been transported to a different realm, where the fabric of space and time was warping and bending. I saw visions of distant worlds, of civilizations long gone, and of the ancient beings who had once wielded this technology. Dr. Elara grabbed my arm, her eyes wide with wonder. "Alex, what's happening to you?" she whispered. I tried to speak, but my voice was lost in the cacophony of sounds and colors swirling around me. The visions intensified, and I felt myself being pulled toward a specific destination, a planet shrouded in mystery, where the ancient prophecy seemed to originate. Suddenly, the chamber snapped back into focus, and I stumbled backward, gasping for air. Dr. Elara caught me, steadying me as I struggled to regain my balance. "What did you see?" she asked, her voice filled with concern. I shook my head, trying to clear the cobwebs. I saw the way forward," I stammered. "I know where we need to go next." Dr. Elara's eyes narrowed. "Where?" I took a deep breath, the vision still fresh in my mind. "We need to go to the planet of Erebus-Roman 4, I said, my voice firm with conviction. "That's where the prophecy began. That's where we'll find the key to restoring balance to the galaxy." Dr. Elara's face fell, her expression grave. "Erebus-Roman 4 is a planet of legend," she warned. "A place of dark magic and ancient artifacts. Are you sure you're ready for this?" I smiled, a sense of determination burning within me. "I was born ready," I said, my eyes locked on the stars. "Let's gather our team and set course for Erebus-Roman 4. The fate of the galaxy is counting on us." As we set out on our perilous journey, I couldn't shake the feeling that we were being watched. The Archon's agents lurked in every shadow, waiting for their chance to strike. But I knew that I couldn't let fear hold me back. The prophecy of the Savior was clear. I was the chosen one, destined to restore balance to the galaxy. The odyssey of the Savior had only just begun, and I was ready to face whatever lay ahead. Previously, Alex, now empowered by the ancient technology, saw visions of distant worlds and civilizations, and felt an otherworldly connection to the planet of Erebus Roman 4, where the ancient prophecy seemed to originate. With Dr. Elara's help, he set his sights on the mysterious planet, determined to find the key to restoring balance to the galaxy. The darkness receded, revealing the silhouette of the Erebusive's atmosphere, a swirling vortex of purple and silver clouds that seemed to writhe like a living entity. Our ship, the Aurora's Hope, pierced the clouds, descending into the heart of the planet's mist-shrouded landscape. The air was heavy with an otherworldly energy, and I could feel the ancient prophecy calling to me, beckoning me toward the secrets hidden within this foreboding world. As we ventured deeper, the landscape shifted, revealing twisted rock formations and ancient structures that seemed to defy gravity. The silence was oppressive, punctuated only by the soft hum of our ship's engines and the creaking of the ancient structures. I felt like an intruder, a trespasser in a realm where humans were not meant to tread. Suddenly, the ship's sensors picked up a strange energy signature, pulsing with an intensity that made my skin crawl. Dr. Elara's eyes locked onto the data, her face pale with concern. "What is that?" I asked, my hand instinctively reaching for the hilt of my sword. "It's an ancient artifact," she replied, her voice barely above a whisper. "One that holds the power to bend reality itself. We need to be cautious, Alex. We don't know what kind of power we're dealing with here." I nodded, my grip on the sword tightening. "Let's move out. Well, scout ahead and see what we're up against." As we ventured deeper into the heart of Erebus Roman 4, the air grew thick with an electric anticipation. I could feel the weight of the prophecy upon me, the burden of destiny heavy on my shoulders. I knew that I was walking into the unknown, but I was ready to face whatever lay ahead. The fate of the galaxy depended on it. We moved stealthily, our footsteps muffled by the mist-shrouded terrain. The energy signature grew stronger, pulsating with an intensity that made my heart race. Suddenly, the mist parted, revealing a clearing, and in its center, a pedestal upon which rested the ancient artifact. It was a crystal orb, glowing with an ethereal light that seemed to hold the very essence of the galaxy. I felt an inexplicable connection to it, as if it was calling to me, whispering secrets in my ear. Dr. Elara's voice was barely audible, her words laced with awe. "This is it, Alex. This is the key to restoring balance to the galaxy." But as I reached out to claim the orb, a figure emerged from the shadows, his eyes burning with an intensity that made my blood run cold. "You shouldn't have come here," the figure growled, his voice like thunder. "This artifact is mine, and I'll stop at nothing to claim it." I drew my sword, the metal gleaming in the fading light. "I'm not going to let that happen," I said, my voice firm with determination. The figure sneered, his eyes flashing with malevolence. "Well, see about that, Savior." Previously, Alex discovered the ancient artifact on Erebus Roman 4, a crystal orb that held the power to bend reality itself and restore balance to the galaxy. However, his claim to the artifact was contested by a mysterious figure who emerged from the shadows, determined to stop at nothing to claim it for himself. The figure's sneer was still etched in my mind as he drew a sword, its blade crackling with dark energy. I steeled myself for the battle ahead, the fate of the galaxy hanging precariously in the balance. Dr. Elara retreated to the ship, her eyes locked on the artifact as if willing it to safety. I charged forward, my sword flashing in the fading light. The clash of steel on steel echoed through the clearing, the air electric with tension. The figure was a formidable opponent, his movements fluid and deadly. I parried and riposted, my training and experience honed to perfection. But with each strike, I sensed a growing unease, a feeling that this was more than just a battle for the artifact. It was a test of my worthiness to wield its power. As the fight raged on, the mist around us began to thicken, tendrils of fog snaking around our ankles like cold, dead fingers. The air grew heavier, the atmosphere charged with an otherworldly energy that seemed to seep into my very bones. I stumbled back, my vision blurring, and it was then that I saw a fleeting image of a woman, her eyes piercing green, her hair a wild tangle of silver locks. The vision vanished, leaving me disoriented and off balance. My opponent sensed my momentary distraction and struck, his blade biting deep into the earth mere inches from my foot. I recovered quickly, my training kicking in, but the encounter had shaken me. Who was that woman, and why did I feel an inexplicable connection to her? The battle resumed, the two of us exchanging blows in a flurry of steel and sparks. I could feel the artifact's power coursing through me, urging me on, but it was clear that my opponent was no ordinary foe. He was a guardian, tasked with protecting the artifact from those who would misuse its power. As the fight reached its climax, I knew that I had to find a way to end it without claiming the guardian's life. The artifact's power was not a tool for destruction, but a key to unlocking the secrets of the ancient civilization. I feigned a stumble, leaving myself open to attack, and the guardian took the bait. In the split second before his blade would have struck, I dropped my sword and raised my hands in surrender. The guardian paused, his eyes narrowing in suspicion. I took a step forward, my voice calm and even. "I'm not here to harm you or the artifact," I said. "I'm here to fulfill the prophecy, to restore balance to the galaxy." The guardian's gaze lingered on me, searching for any sign of deception. Then, with a slow nod, he sheathed his sword. "I am Aaron," he said, his voice like the rustling of leaves, "and I will take you to the heart of Erebus, where the secrets of the ancient civilization await." As we walked through the mist-shrouded landscape, the artifact's power coursing through me like a river, I knew that I had taken the first step toward fulfilling my destiny. But I also knew that the journey ahead would be fraught with danger, and that the fate of the galaxy hung precariously in the balance. Previously, Alex discovered the ancient artifact on Erebus Roman 4, a crystal orb that held the power to bend reality itself and restore balance to the galaxy. However, his claim to the artifact was contested by a mysterious figure, Aaron, who emerged from the shadows, determined to stop at nothing to claim it for himself. As I walked alongside Aaron, the mist began to clear, revealing a sprawling underground city hidden beneath the planet's surface. The air was thick with the hum of ancient machinery, and the walls pulsed with a soft, ethereal glow. Aaron led me through winding tunnels, the artifact's power growing stronger with each step, until we reached a vast chamber at the heart of the city. Here, at the heart of Erebus, lay the remnants of an ancient civilization's knowledge, scattered across rows of dusty shelves and flickering data terminals. Aaron gestured to a central pedestal, where a holographic display crackled to life, projecting an image of the galaxy in all its former glory. I felt a lump form in my throat as I gazed upon the vibrant, thriving worlds that once were. "This is the chronosphere," Aaron explained, his voice filled with reverence. "A record of the ancient civilization's accomplishments and a roadmap to restoring balance to the galaxy. But to unlock its secrets, you must first understand the true nature of the artifact and its connection to the prophecy." As Aaron began to explain, I sensed a disturbance in the air, a faint tremor that grew in intensity. Suddenly, the chamber shook violently and the holographic display flickered out. Alarms blared to life, echoing off the walls as the city's defenses sprang into action. "What's happening?" I demanded, my hand instinctively reaching for my sword. Aaron's eyes narrowed, his gaze darting toward the entrance of the chamber. "It seems we have unwanted visitors. The Archon's forces have breached the outer defenses. We must leave now if we hope to survive." Without hesitation, I followed Aaron as we sprinted through the tunnels, the artifact's power coursing through me like a wild energy. We burst into the cockpit of a sleek, ancient ship, the engines roaring to life as we lifted off into the fray. The Archon's forces swarmed around us, a swarm of dark, insectoid vessels that seemed to appear out of nowhere. I gripped the armrests, my heart racing as Aaron navigated the ship through a maze of laser blasts and explosions. "We need to get out of here now," Aaron shouted above the din of battle. "The heart of Erebus is no longer safe. Our only hope lies in reaching the reclusive scientist, Dr. Elara. She holds the key to unlocking the secrets of the chronosphere." I nodded, my mind racing with the implications. Dr. Elara, the same enigmatic figure who had helped me decipher the ancient technology, now held the key to our survival. But as we burst into hyperspace, leaving the battle-scarred planet behind, I couldn't shake off the feeling that we were being herded into a trap, one from which there might be no escape. The stars blurred around us, the ship shuddering as we entered the unstable realm of hyperspace. I steeled myself for the journey ahead, knowing that every moment counted in our race against time. The fate of the galaxy hung precariously in the balance, and I was the only one who could tip the scales. With the Archon's forces hot on our heels, I gripped the armrests, my eyes fixed on the navigation charts, as Aaron charted a course for the mysterious planet where Dr. Elara awaited. The silence between us was heavy with tension, each of us lost in our own thoughts as the ship hurtled through the void. One thing was certain: we would stop at nothing to unlock the secrets of the chronosphere, even if it meant walking into the very heart of danger itself. Previously, Alex discovered the ancient artifact on Erebus Roman 4, a crystal orb that held the power to bend reality itself and restore balance to the galaxy. However, his claim to the artifact was contested by a mysterious figure, Aaron, who emerged from the shadows, determined to stop at nothing to claim it for himself. As they navigated the heart of Erebus, a hidden underground city, they uncovered the chronosphere, a record of the ancient civilization's accomplishments, but were forced to flee when the Archon's forces breached the city's defenses. As the ship shuddered out of hyperspace, I gazed out the viewport to behold a planet unlike any I'd seen before. Towering spires of iridescent crystal pierced the sky, casting a kaleidoscope of colors across the surface. The air was alive with an otherworldly energy, pulsing with the same resonance as the artifact. Aaron's eyes locked onto mine, his gaze burning with an intense focus. "We've arrived," he said, his voice low and even. "Dr. Elara's research facility is hidden within the crystal spires. But be warned, Alex, the Archon's forces will not be far behind. We must move quickly if we hope to unlock the secrets of the chronosphere." As we descended onto the planet's surface, a strange sensation washed over me, as if the artifact was attuning itself to the planet's energy. The air seemed to vibrate with an electric tension, and I could feel the weight of the galaxy's fate settling onto my shoulders. We sprinted across the landing pad, the crystal spires looming above us like sentinels. Aaron led the way, navigating a labyrinthine network of tunnels and chambers until we reached the heart of the facility. There, surrounded by banks of humming machinery and holographic displays, stood Dr. Elara. Her eyes sparkled with a fierce intensity as she beheld the artifact, her hands reaching out to claim it with an almost reverent touch. "You've brought it," she whispered, her voice trembling with excitement. "The key to unlocking the secrets of the chronosphere. Together, we can restore balance to the galaxy." But as we delved deeper into the mysteries of the ancient technology, I began to sense a growing unease. Dr. Elara's obsession with the artifact bordered on the fanatical, and Aaron's true motives remained shrouded in mystery. I couldn't shake the feeling that we were pawns in a much larger game, one where the stakes were higher than I could ever have imagined. As we worked tirelessly to decipher the secrets of the chronosphere, the shadows outside the facility began to stir. The Archon's forces closed in, their presence a palpable threat that hung over us like a sword of Damocles. I knew that time was running out and the fate of the galaxy hung precariously in the balance. In the heart of the facility, a hidden laboratory held the key to our survival. There, Dr. Elara's most guarded secret awaited, a revelation that would change the course of history forever. But as I stood at the threshold of the laboratory, I sensed a presence watching me from the shadows. a figure who would stop at nothing to claim the secrets of the chronosphere for themselves. The door slid open with a hiss, revealing a room filled with wonders and terrors beyond my wildest imagination. I steeled myself for the revelations that lay ahead, knowing that the fate of the galaxy hung precariously in the balance. Previously, Alex discovered the ancient artifact on Erebus Roman 4, a crystal orb that held the power to bend reality itself and restore balance to the galaxy. However, his claim to the artifact was contested by a mysterious figure, Archon, who emerged from the shadows, determined to stop at nothing to claim it for himself. As I stepped into the laboratory, the air was thick with an anticipatory energy. Dr. Elara stood at the center of the room, her eyes aglow with an unholy intensity. Before her, a cylindrical chamber hummed with power, a swirling vortex of light and energy contained within. "The Nexus engine," she whispered, her voice barely audible over the thrumming machinery. "The key to unlocking the secrets of the chronosphere. With this, we can reboot the galaxy, restore the balance of the cosmos." Aaron's eyes locked onto mine, his gaze piercing with an unspoken warning. I felt a shiver run down my spine as I realized that I was not the only one who sensed the true power of the Nexus engine. Suddenly, the lights flickered and the machinery faltered. A low, ominous hum began to build in intensity, threatening to shake the very foundations of the facility. "What's happening?" I demanded, my heart racing with anticipation. Dr. Elara's eyes darted toward the main console, her face pale with concern. "It's the Archon's forces," she whispered. "They've breached the perimeter. We have to act fast if we hope to escape." As the lights continued to flicker, I knew that our time was running out. The fate of the galaxy hung precariously in the balance, and I was the only one who could tip the scales. With a deep breath, I steeled myself for the challenge ahead. The Nexus engine was the key to our survival, but it was also a double-edged sword. I knew that I had to confront the shadows that lurked in the depths of Dr. Elara's past, and the true nature of Aaron's intentions. As the darkness closed in around us, I made a vow to myself. I would stop at nothing to unlock the secrets of the Nexus engine, no matter the cost. The future of the galaxy depended on it. With a fierce determination burning within me, I turned to face Dr. Elara and Archon. "Let's get to work," I said, my voice firm and resolute. "We have a galaxy to save." The fate of the galaxy hung in the balance, and I was the only one who could tip the scales. Previously, Alex had just discovered the ancient artifact on Erebus Roman 4, a crystal orb that held the power to bend reality itself and restore balance to the galaxy. But his claim was contested by the mysterious figure, Archon, who emerged from the shadows, determined to stop at nothing to claim it for himself. As I stood in the laboratory, surrounded by the hum of machinery and the anticipation of Dr. Elara and Archon, I knew that time was running out. The Archon's forces had breached the perimeter, and we had to act fast if we hoped to escape. But I was determined to unlock the secrets of the Nexus engine, no matter the cost. "Dr. Elara, how much time do we have?" I asked, my voice firm and resolute. The scientist's eyes darted toward the main console, her face pale with concern. "We have about 20 minutes before the Archon's forces breach the laboratory. We need to work fast." I turned to Archon, my gaze locked onto his. "What do you know about the Nexus engine? How can we harness its power?" Aaron's eyes seemed to bore into my soul as if searching for any hint of deception. Then he spoke, his voice low and measured. "I've studied the ancient texts. I know how to calibrate the engine to restore balance to the galaxy. But we need to be careful. The power of the Nexus engine is not to be trifled with." Dr. Elara nodded, her eyes lighting up with understanding. "Yes, I've been studying the ancient blueprints. I think I can modify the engine to stabilize the chronosphere." The three of us worked in silence, our hands moving swiftly as we worked to unlock the secrets of the Nexus engine. The machinery hummed around us, and the air was electric with tension. As we worked, I couldn't shake the feeling that we were being watched. I glanced around the laboratory but saw nothing out of the ordinary. But the feeling persisted, growing stronger with every passing minute. Suddenly, the lights flickered and died, plunging the laboratory into darkness. The machinery faltered and the air was filled with an ominous hum. "What's happening?" I demanded, my heart racing with anticipation. Dr. Elara's voice was barely audible over the hum of the machinery. "It's the Archon's forces. They've somehow managed to override our security systems. We have to get out of here now." I turned to Aaron, my gaze locked onto his. "Can you modify the Nexus engine to create a temporary shield? We need to buy some time to escape." Aaron nodded, his eyes flashing with determination. "I can try. But we need to be quick. The Archon's forces won't hesitate to destroy us if they can't capture the engine." With a deep breath, I steeled myself for the challenge ahead. I knew that our only hope was to harness the power of the Nexus engine, no matter the cost. The fate of the galaxy depended on it. As the darkness closed in around us, I made a vow to myself. I would stop at nothing to save the galaxy, even if it meant sacrificing myself. With a fierce determination burning within me, I turned to face Dr. Elara and Aaron. "Let's do this," I said, my voice firm and resolute. "We have a galaxy to save." The three of us worked in silence, our hands moving swiftly as we worked to unlock the secrets of the Nexus engine. The machinery hummed around us, and the air was electric with tension. As we worked, I felt the darkness closing in around us, but I knew that I had to push on, no matter the cost. The fate of the galaxy depended on it. Finally, after what seemed like an eternity, the Nexus engine roared to life, its power coursing through the laboratory like a living thing. The air was filled with an electric energy, and I could feel the power of the chronosphere coursing through my veins. "We did it," Dr. Elara whispered, her eyes shining with tears. "We actually did it." But our triumph was short-lived. The Archon's forces burst into the laboratory, their guns blazing. Aaron and Dr. Elara were caught in the crossfire, their bodies falling to the ground. I was left standing alone, the Nexus engine's power coursing through my veins. I knew that I had to make a choice: use the engine's power to save the galaxy, or use it to save my friends. With a heavy heart, I knew what I had to do. I raised my hands and the Nexus engine's power surged through me. The laboratory around me began to distort and ripple as if reality itself was bending to my will. The Archon's forces were frozen in place, their guns locked in midair. I took a step forward, the Nexus engine's power coursing through my veins. "I will not let you take this from us," I said, my voice firm and resolute. "I will not let you destroy the galaxy." With a wave of my hand, the Archon's forces were vaporized, their bodies disappearing into nothingness. The laboratory around me began to stabilize, the reality distortion fading as the chronosphere balanced itself. As the darkness receded, I saw Dr. Elara and Aaron standing before me, their bodies whole and unharmed. I smiled, a sense of relief washing over me. We had done it. We had saved the galaxy. But as I looked at Dr. Elara and Archon, I knew that our journey was far from over. The Nexus engine's power had changed me, had transformed me into something more than human. I knew that I had a new destiny, a new purpose in life. I was no longer just a warrior, I was a guardian, a champion of the galaxy. And with that knowledge, I smiled, a sense of hope and determination burning within me. I knew that the future would be bright, that the galaxy would be safe in my hands. Epilogue. As I stood on the edge of the galaxy looking out at the stars, I knew that our journey was far from over. There were still threats lurking in the shadows, still dangers waiting to be faced. But I was ready. I was ready to face whatever the universe threw our way, to defend the galaxy with every ounce of strength I had. And as I looked out at the stars, I knew that I was not alone. Dr. Elara and Aaron stood beside me, their eyes shining with determination. Together, we would face the unknown. Together, we would forge a new future for the galaxy. The stars twinkled before me, a vast expanse of possibility and wonder. And I knew that I was ready to take on whatever the universe threw our way. For the first time in my life, I felt truly alive, truly purposeful. I was no longer just a warrior, I was a guardian, a champion of the galaxy. And with that knowledge, I smiled, a sense of hope and determination burning within me. The future was bright, and I was ready to face it head on.